What's good, family? It's your man the YB, back once again. So, we just saw there Tyson Fury versus Derek Chisora. I'm going to say something that might be somewhat controversial. I'm not saying it to be controversial, but it's just the facts. Now, me and KSI don't agree on anything. I think it's a bit of a weirdo. But anyway, he said after the fight, it was a terrible stoppage, and I absolutely agree. End of the day, man, it's a fight. And number one, Chisora's corner didn't throw the towel in. Number two, Chisora could have quit himself. And I believe when there's such a disparity, I told you before this fight, Tyson Fury was going to punch a hole through Chisora. And that's what I expected. We didn't see that. And I really do think there's an argument or a question about Fury's pillar-fistedness is definitely back in the spotlight now. We just saw Joe Parker knock the guy all around the ring. Chisora all around the ring. And Fury couldn't really make a mark. This fight went out the same way as the second fight. Yeah, when Tyson Fury fought when the official pillar-fisted Tyson Fury fought Chisora the second time, Fury was in the ring begging the referee to stop the fight. And really, this fight ended the same way. It was weird. The commentators were saying, oh, I've just gone round to Chisora's corner and asked him, when are you going to stop the fight? No, what you should be doing, commentator, don't be going to Chisora's corner. Get round to Sugar Hill, Mr. KO, and get on him and tell him, Fury, stick it on this guy. That's what you're supposed to do. That's the humane thing to do. Don't beg for the referee and don't beg the corner. You do your job, get the guy out of there. Now, I bet on Tyson Fury to win by KO. So in a way, it's against my interest. In fact, yeah, I would have lost a lot of money if the fight hadn't been stopped. So yeah, but I'm not biased in that sense. Just because it benefited me for Fury to stop the fight. In a way, yeah, it benefited me. He got the stoppage, but it also fucked me because I bet some money on Fury getting the knockdown. Yeah, I put big coins on Fury to get one knockdown. My man didn't get one. I thought, what the fuck are we doing here? How can Parker get 4? And all of a sudden, Chisora's in there like Rambo. What the fuck? Do you know what I'm saying? But again, I blame Tyson Fury is to blame here. And Sugar Hill. I remember Emmanuel Stewart, yeah, when Vlad was fighting some bum, yeah, and Manny Stewart said, get this bum out of there. Where was that from Sugar Hill? Sugar Hill struts around, oh, we're going for the KO. Where was the KO, Sugar Hill? Where was it? I saw a man in there, Tyson Fury, on cruise control, which is cool, but don't steal. I feel Chisora was stolen. I think the whole thing was set up. I think at some point, Frank Warren told the referee, or before the fight started, either way you look at it, yeah, the referee was told, if it gets to 10 rounds, just wave it off, because they want to maintain Fury's KO ratio. It's not going to look great for Fury, is it? If all of a sudden, he goes life and death and can't put down Derek Chisora. This is supposed to be a gimme fight. And yeah, I have to salute Chisora because, well, there's two things. There's one of two things going on. Either Chisora's turned into Rambo overnight, or Fury's pillar-fisted. And really, I'm starting to question now. What Dillian White doing? Dillian White's got no chin. That's what we can conclude, because Chisora took a lot more damage than Dillian White in that Dillian White versus Fury fight. It was nowhere near as active as this. Fury was hitting Chisora with everything but the kitchen sink, and it didn't really make a dent. Dillian White got hit one punch and he was out. So Dillian White's completely chinless and completely useless. And I've got to be honest, there's got to be a question about Deontay Wilder. There really has got to be a question about Deontay Wilder's chops now. Because I'm thinking, Fury was knocking that guy all around the ring for 2 fights. Fury couldn't not put Wilder down. But yet, he went in there, and really this third fight against Chisora was similar to either one of the Wilder fights in terms of Fury's output. But they weren't making no difference. And that's why, after watching this fight, I'm convinced Joe Joyce... Well, I'm convinced... I'll put money on Joe Joyce beating Tyson Fury on that performance. Now, of course, the boxing element, I guess, yeah, Fury's can be a bit tricky. And that's a fair point. But my whole thing is, if Joe Joyce doesn't respect your power, he's just going to walk through you, in my opinion. He's going to walk straight through you. Plus, he's got a jab that can rival Tyson Fury's. And his jab's meaningful. Plus, his engine as well. I'm not sure whether it was... I mean, Tyson Fury didn't look tired, but... where was the oomph? And it was annoying me as well because several times, every time Fury would get some momentum, he'd then start clinching and like trying to maul almost, but it wasn't effective inside fighting. For example, if you want to see effective inside fighting, watch how Errol Spence tangles on the inside. Yeah, Errol Spence will get on the inside, yeah. I don't know how he does it, but on the inside, you'll see him ripping. Actually, not when Fury throws punches, they're not, you don't see him like roll to the side and rip. It's kind of like, it's all just slappish. And that's what I thought, that's what Sugar Hill was supposed to be fixing. On the inside, good top level inside fighters, it's almost like Fury's become a caricature of his own self. You know, the whole caricature of Tyson Fury is, oh, I'm 6'9" inside fighting this and I'm going to weigh on you. That's supposed to be just the mouthpiece though. It's not supposed to be reality. The reality on the inside is, you need to be effective on the inside. But Fury's fell in love with, oh, I'm big and tall, so I'll just go in there and just lay on him. But I don't do nothing. You ain't scoring no points, and you ain't breaking no one down. I don't think Tyson Fury did any scoring or effective work on the inside. And really, half the fight, for example, Fury would get a great combination off, rather than taking a half step back and resetting and going in again. I remember, in fact, the Wilder fights. That's how Fury broke Wilder down. Yeah, he didn't spend all the time just in there just. When Fury beat Wilder, particularly the second fight, yeah, he'd jump in for a combination, take a half step back, reset, jump in again. That's how you break someone down. You don't break someone down stepping in and then mauling and giving the guy a minute to recover. That's what it was like. Every time Fury had some momentum, rather than stepping back on the gas, he'd then just fall in and just start making it all messy. And it wasn't good messy, like I said. Fury need to watch good inside fighters, and that ain't it. This whole... it's like almost like, oh, I want to be bare knuckle and inside, but he's not. Proper inside fighting is watch how Errol Spence picked people apart on the inside. Watch how Errol Spence pieced up Ugas on the inside. He in there and he's just proper shots are being thrown. I didn't see Tyson Fury throw any proper shots. For example, you know when you see people like in the clinch and it's just and they're just throwing shots for the sake of it. They've got one arm tied up and they're throwing. I don't do nothing. You ain't causing no damage. When you're in the clinch and you're tied up and you've got one arm free, there's no point doing anything there. Your best bet is to quickly get ready to reset. You want to break the clinch as much as possible, especially when you're dominating a fight like Fury was. But yet Fury, who was dominant, normally, yeah, we see the individual who's losing the fight is keen to be in the clinch. Why? Because it's safe for them. And it's less time of them getting their ass kicked. But yeah, Fury was the one on top. Fury should have been the one desperate to get back on the gas, but he was the one initiating. I mean, I heard Chisora's corner complaining to the referee, he keeps holding. It's like, why is Fury holding? Holding, in my mind, yeah, is a last... It's not... I think it should be outlawed, to be honest. I think holding don't have a place in boxing. Or it should be limited, like you allow one clinch per round. And it should be... I think clinches should be seen as an emergency. It's not a go-to. It's not like Klitschko, for example. Jab, right hand, grab. No, that can't work. That's not boxing, in my opinion. A clinch shouldn't be a go-to thing that... It kills the whole game. And really, for this fight, it killed... Or part of it, a large reason was... Fury was... That was almost a fourth punch. Jab, right hand... Or, left hand, right hand, an uppercut and a clinch. But it weren't adding no value. It didn't drain Chisora's legs. Chisora actually looked pretty fresh the whole night, and that's what I mean. Fury didn't put the gas down. I didn't hear any spurring on from Sugar Hill, and that's why I say that I think the stoppage was wrong, because Chisora had earned making it the distance. Do you understand? If Fury and Sugar Hill don't have the balls to put the foot down and secure the stoppage, I think Chisora had earned... Some people are saying, oh well, it's the humanitarian thing to do. Listen, if it ever gets too hot, number one, Chisora can always quit himself, or his team can throw the towel in. His team clearly thought it was okay, good to go. Yeah? Why? And so again, Chisora had... It's not like... Fair enough, yeah? It's not like it was round 4. He'd already gone 10 rounds. So it was kind of like, well, we got, 3 or 4 minutes left, and he'd been surviving, and really, Fury was doing less. It wasn't even like Fury was picking up. And it's weird, and in fact, the combination that ended the fight, Fury was doing exactly what I was talking about. Fury stepped in, put a 3-piece together, and then stepped out and just waited. It was quite actually embarrassing of a stoppage, and even the fans started booing. That wasn't a combination that you stop a fight on. We all know the combinations that you stop a fight on. Yeah, kind of like George Groves versus Carl Froch, and even that was controversial. But you know, one's there where if someone steps on someone and it's all 20 punches later, there's no answering back, and the guy's stumbling. Chisora wasn't stumbling. Chisora was stable as he had been throughout the whole fight. So why did you choose to stop it then? That made no sense. Again, Fury should have been... The referee should have told Fury, get this guy out of there. Why should the referee be doing Fury a favour in that sense? Because the only person people can say it benefited Chisora, but it didn't benefit Chisora. Chisora could have been the man. Whilst he wasn't going to beat Fury, he could have been the man to stop Tyson Fury's KO ratio. And in my opinion, he should have been. From what I saw, there was nothing telling me that Fury was about to close the show. And that's what's wrong about the stoppage. Because a ref, in my opinion, the definition of a referee stepping in should be on the basis of the fight was about to come to a conclusion anyway. Yeah? You know what I mean? Like, if a referee can save a fighter from taking an extra 20 punches when the conclusion was on the wall that the stoppage was coming, fair enough. But from what I saw, there was absolutely no evidence, that the stoppage was coming soon. Chisora hadn't been down. Chisora hadn't really been stumbled. So I'm thinking, why are you jumping in for? That's not your job. Your job is to... your job ain't just to... For example, if that's the case, if referees can just stop fights when that's a big combination. And where do we draw the line? At what point do we say... For example, so let's say it's round 4, and a fighter puts a good combination in. Oh, my referee waving it off. Sorry, that was a big shot. That was a big combination. What? That's what essentially happened. Fury put a big combination in. Chisora stood there, wasn't wobbled, and the man waved the fight off. I mean, if anything, a standing 8 count. Again, Fury. Chisora wasn't even wobbled, so I'm baffled. How can you stop a fight and the guy ain't wobbled? It stinks to me of a fix, essentially. Yeah, the whole Tyson Fury and I like Tyson Fury, although I'm disappointed in his performance tonight. Don't get me wrong, in terms of boxing, it was a good boxing performance, but who was he in there with? The whole point was Fury to punch a hole through this dude, like I said. No one was talking about the fight going 12 rounds and life and death and no knockdowns. No one was talking about that. So you got to remember, it's not about the result, it's about the expectations and the result. Fury was miles off expectations. He said, anyone else would have been knocked spark out. I don't know if they would be, to be honest. I think Dillian White's... From what we saw... Listen, Chisora, we know, he's been stopped many times before. Dillian White stopped him. A whole bunch of people have stopped him. Joseph Parker's put him down 1,000,000 times. So we know Chisora... It's not like you can say, well, YB. Chisora's like Joe Joyce and he's impenetrable. Chisora's been stopped by many alleged lesser fighters. Clean as well. So... why is it lesser fighters have stopped Chisora clean and you can't knock him down? And again, I don't know what Sugar Hill was doing in the corner, but I didn't see no oomph. Fury should have been in there, no clinching, and the jab as well. I felt like Fury could have been really breaking. I didn't see much. I don't know what it was. I don't know what the answer is, but with that jab, he should have been touching him more assertively and marinated him. They're clearly, whatever way you look at it, Chisora wasn't marinated enough because Chisora was full of gas still. I've never seen Chisora have so much gas, to be quite frank, which tells me that you couldn't have been working him hard enough. Joe Parker was working Chisora harder than Fury did. So again, I think there is a serious question now about Fury's handedness. End of the day, bottom line, and on that basis, I think Joe Joyce is on it. Now, listen, can Fury come out and dance around and do a kind of Klitschko versus Fury performance and beat Joe Joyce? Maybe, but if Fury goes in there and he wants to tangle at any level, Joe Joyce has got a better gas tank, in my opinion. He actually punches just as hard, if not harder, and I'm not sure. I don't know. Like I said, them punches, man. I think there's an increasingly likelihood now that Fury goes in there with Joe Joyce and Joe Joyce just walks straight through him. Because to be quite honest with you, Chisora wasn't far off that. Let's be real now. For 2 fights now, Chisora has had no problem taking them all and kept on coming forward. The difference is, Joe Joyce is like the real version. Joe Joyce is like the A-star version of Chisora's style. He's got the chin, the A1 chin, the A1 engine, and he's heavy-handed. It's like they're all in one. And if really, I got to be honest, Chisora gave 3 problems tonight. Not in terms of losing rounds, but if you can't hurt a man, if you can't hurt Chisora, what are you going to do with Joe Joyce? I don't get that one. We saw what happened to Joseph Parker. Now, I'm not being funny here, but I think from what we've seen tonight, I think Parker's probably just as powerful as Tyson Fury. And we saw how Joe Joyce ragdolled Parker. But yeah, I'm not impressed with what we saw. And let's not forget, Fury has been alleged to be feather-fisted anyway. It's only because of Dillian White and Deontay Wilder, who really are unknown quantities. Who's Wilder really beat? Come on now. He beat what's the guy's name? Ortiz. Old as you like Ortiz. And that's about it. One person. So even Wilder, we don't know how good his chin is, to be quite honest with you. Wilder made Fury look like he's A1. Tonight, Chisora's just, in my opinion, invalidated a lot of the clout. I mean, you might know me. From the start, I was saying, yeah, Fury's not got much power. But obviously, the Wilder win and the Dillian White win. But now, on reflection, I'm like, Chisora should have been food. He should have been served up on a plate, nice and warm. There is no, Fury said, anyone else would be knocked spark out. Well, it don't work like that. Chisora's 40 years old as well. Do you know, if there was ever a time for Chisora to be knocked out, it was this time. And you and Sugar Hill, for whatever reason. I'm not even talking about a clean KO, but it's like, what about a TKO? Why is it Tyson Fury couldn't TKO Chisora tonight? Because whatever the ref did, that don't count. Yeah? Chisora stayed on his feet the whole way through. Why is that? There needs to be seriously, in my opinion, Fury and his team need to sit down and work out what went wrong. Because for me, to be an A-star heavyweight like Fury, yeah, and being there with, me and many other people were saying, it's dangerous for Chisora. I'm worried for Chisora. Based on what we saw, there was absolutely nothing to be worried about. Chisora was in there for 10 rounds of Fury, and really, Fury gave Chisora no problems for 10 rounds, which is the whole fight. Essentially, Chisora had no problems for the whole fight. That's a fact. For me, that's problematic. And even when it comes to the Usyk fight, to be honest with you, because part of the whole narrative is, Fury's too heavy-handed. But I'm not sure if Fury's even any more powerful than Usyk, to be honest. When you look at it, yeah, look at how Usyk beat Chisora. What's the difference? You know what I'm saying? They're both filling around, isn't it? When Chisora fought Usyk, what's the difference? When you look at how Usyk and Joe Parker beat Chisora, I don't see no difference in that sense. The way Joe Parker beat Chisora and the way Usyk beat Chisora, no one can sit there and tell me that the way Fury beat him just now was levels above. I think they're all in a similar kind of level. Chisora got clearly outboxed. I'd say more so really the Joe Parker performance. Usyk was the worst of them all. But when you put Joe Parker and Fury in a box here, really, Joe Parker beat Chisora just as well as Fury did. That's problematic when you talk about now he's got to fight Usyk. Because yeah, Usyk hasn't got the most power. But the question now is, but neither has Fury. Do you know what I'm saying? People who thought that Fury going to go in there and get Usyk's respect. Is he? I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? Well, certainly, I'm thinking more, I like Joe Joyce more than Usyk anyway. In terms of heavyweights. But the whole idea of Fury, people saying Fury will knock Joe Joyce out, I don't see that at all. And yeah, boxing triangles don't all work the same. But yeah, on a serious note, Joyce and Fury now is close to 50-50 as it comes. I'm going to be honest. The only way I see Fury winning it is if he's able to dance all night and run around. But yeah, man, I'm not impressed with that performance. Not impressed with the referee. Frank Warren smiling. Oh yeah, the Fury bandwagon keeps going. But the real people know that Fury didn't just get a KO victory. Real people know that was a point. Real people know Fury just went the distance with Derek Chisora. That's the facts. Anyone who tells you, Fury stopped Chisora is lying to themselves. Fury did not stop Chisora. Fury just went 12 rounds of life and death with an old 50-year-old Chisora. And the reason I gotta say this is because before the fight, yeah, I'm out here hyping it up. Yeah, Fury's gonna punch a hole through Chisora. Well, you know, you can't have it both ways. You can't take the clout of being a steamroller. Because you man know me, I came out and apologised. All them years, Fury's pillar-fisted. I came out and said, listen people, I was wrong. Sugar Hill's turned it around, and he's clearly dangerous after what happened to Wilder, after what happened to Dillian White. That said, what we just saw, that's completely invalidated now. I was doing videos, yeah, Fury's too big, too strong, he's going to punch a hole through Chisora, Chisora's too old, I'm worried about Chisora's health. Well, as it happens, Fury went life and death. All jokes aside, this fight could have been a draw. I'm going to lie to you. This fight might as well have been a draw, for what it's worth. Based on the expectation, that's the important thing here. Based on the expectation we all had, yeah, this fight might as well have been a draw. Do you understand? If you compare it to the expectations are well high. I was thinking Fury going to get him out of there in like 4 rounds. And even Fury himself said, I'll be disappointed if it goes more than 6. Well, it went 10 and you didn't get no stopping. You know what I mean? And really, it went 12. Oh, I'm going to get him out there in 6. Well, you couldn't get him out there in 12. That's the facts of the matter. The referee, Frank Warren's mate, had to help you out and boost up your resume. And that's the facts. That's the bottom line fact. The bottom line facts are the referee had to bail out Tyson Fury's resume. And that's not good enough in my opinion. When you're that A-star heavyweight, yeah, you need to handle your own business. You shouldn't be relying on referees and corners. Finish your dinner, bottom line. I can't stand nothing more than people not finishing their dinner 100%. Chisora was served up on a plate, but he just couldn't get it done. It's wild. It really is. It makes me think, about Wilder. Like, what's Wilder on? And Wilder said, they put something in my drink. I don't know what it is, but I can't fathom it. For example, now maybe I need to see it, but I'd bet Wilder knocks Chisora out cold. But again, I think we need, based on what we saw tonight, I think we need to see the fight. I think we need to see Chisora versus Wilder, because people were laughing, don't put Chisora in there with Wilder. But really now, why not? Because we just saw Fury go life and death with him. There's no telling. Maybe these guys are hyped up about, big power punches, but I don't know. Are they? I don't know. Are these guys big power punchers? Because you got a 40-year-old man in there and you can't make a dent in him. That's the facts. The facts are Fury couldn't make a dent in Chisora. The fight went the same way as the second fight. I don't know what Sugar Hill's on. He needs to explain himself. Oh, yeah, KO, I'm back. That's what he said. He gassed me up. Oh, I'm back to KO. Back to KO. Where was it then? I wouldn't mind, but I just didn't see that. Where was the... Get this. This guy's ready to go now. Yeah, where is that? I don't know. These new age guys, man. And I hate to say it, but Fury on that performance is a new age fighter. They ain't got no oomph, have they? They haven't got no. I don't know what it is, but when you're in there with a man who's supposed to be leagues below you, where's that pride or whatever that says, there's no way I'm not finishing this. You're gonna get roasted. Fury the whole way through, he was happy to just float through the fight. For example, when was it? I think it was Joyce actually. Joyce versus Parker. Joyce versus Parker is a good example of what I'm talking about. Yeah? Salas, that fight was going as it was going, yeah? And Ishmael Salas said to Joe Joyce, get this bum out of there. This bum's ready to go. Don't let this bum go the distance with you. And Joe Joyce came out and upped the work rate. Where was that? Where was it? Where was that? Bear in mind, Sugar Hill was supposed to be the next best thing. Oh, Sugar Hill. And even myself, I've sucked Sugar Hill off. But it's no good, Sugar Hill, coming on the video. Yeah, I'm from the Kronk and I'm Emmanuel Stewart's nephew and I'm about to knockout. It's no good waffling all that on BT Sport, yeah? And when it comes to it, you ain't nowhere to be found. I didn't hear for example, we all heard, yeah, during the fight, we all heard AJ versus Usyk. We all heard all of his goofy trainers. Oh, you winning, he winning. Oh, you winning, man, you winning. Oh, we all heard all that. Oh, yeah, AJ's winning. Oh, he winning, man, he winning. Yeah, we all heard, great work and whatever else. My point is, did any of you man hear Sugar Hill saying, get this bum out of there, put it on this bum, drive a pole driving jab right through his bonds for him. I didn't hear none of that. Sugar Hill was super duper mild in the corner. I didn't hear no instructions to get rid of the guy, which is poor for Mr. KO from the Kronk. You know what I'm saying? What is it? If it's about boxing, then box, but don't be waffling. Oh, KO from the Kronk. Yeah, I'm only about KOs. Because what we saw tonight, I didn't see nothing about KOs. I saw a man going life and death and can't punch hard. That's what I saw. I'm going to be honest. I wish I was lying, but I saw a man who can't punch hard. I saw a man who couldn't make a dent. He was hitting him with everything but the kitchen sink, but it didn't make a difference. That is physiologically impossible to hit someone with every shot in the book, but you can't make a dent unless you're pillow fisted. In the day, bottom line. You can't hit someone that many times. It's not. And again, Chisora's he's been knocked out. He's old, 50-year-old. And that's why, in a way, yeah, these fights aren't good looks. Because, yeah, Joe Public won't know the difference, but real boxing people know now that this is a bad look. This is honestly one of Fury's worst fights, if I'm honest with you. And bearing in mind all the hype he had, stopped Wilder twice, knocked out Dillian White, and now he just went life and death, 50-50. Could have been a draw against Chisora, 50-year-old Chisora. It's a bad look, and that's why really, when you're managing these guys, it's best, just to stay at the top level. Because then, if, for example, let's say Tyson Fury had that kind of performance with Jared Anderson, or whoever else, you can at least say, well, top guy. Yeah, that's how it goes at the top level. You can't, but when you're going life and death and it's 12-round decision and you know what I mean, you can't hurt the guy and it's a bum. It's kind of, you know what I'm saying? It completely. If Fury had that performance against Hrgovic or any of the top names, young names, you can write it off. Yep, Fury's still rock hard and real powerful. Hrgovic is just made of different stuff. But we know Chisora knocked out by everyone. We know Chisora's older than ever. So you can't spin that one. So I feel he's undone a lot. And at the end of the day, man, the fans don't lie. It wasn't my opinion. When the referee did what he did, when the referee cheated, the crowd started booing. That's a fact. The crowd started booing immediately. Boo. Why? Because they know nothing's for free. Or apart, unless your name's Tyson Fury and you're in boxing, nothing in life is supposed to be for free. Tonight, Tyson Fury got a handout from the referee. He got gifted a KO on his resume that should have been a 12-round decision. There should be no favours in this game. If you want it, you go and earn it. Go and knock the consciousness out of Derek Chisora's bonds for him if you want to get a KO. Because the way you were fighting, I didn't see no. It looked like to me Tyson Fury was happy to go distance. That's how it looked. Call me a liar. Yeah? For example, we've just seen Daniel Dubois, I'm not being funny here, but all due respect, Kevin Lerena is a more sturdy opponent than Derek Chisora, in my opinion. Younger, fresher, and whatever else. We just saw Daniel Dubois get put down 3 times in the first round and come back swinging to close out the show. Yeah? So don't tell me that things can't be done. That's how Daniel Dubois showed you how you close out the show. You put it on them with overwhelming force, shock and awe. Where was the overwhelming force? Where was the shock and awe from Fury tonight? I didn't see none. I saw a man, he looked like he was in there with George Foreman or someone. That's how it looked to me. Tyson Fury looked like he was fighting a prime George Foreman. Just doing enough to, you know what I mean? Just doing enough to win and, you know what I mean? Score points or whatever. It didn't look like a man who was fighting a 20-1 underdog. Because when you fight 20-1 underdogs, you're meant to show that. Everyone's supposed to know, that's why Tyson Fury was 20-1. What we saw was a man going life and death and can't make the difference. That fight was, based on my opinion, that fight was a draw. Yeah? Based on the expectations we all had, Fury just had a draw with Derek Chisora. That's the bottom line. I don't care what no one says. There's no way anyone could tell me Fury won that fight clearly. He did not. It was a draw, 100%. Yeah? Because no knockdowns, no KO. That's a draw. Simple as that. 100%. That fight was a draw. So yeah, Tyson Fury had a draw with Derek Chisora. Not a good look. Him and Sugar Hill need to go back to the drawing board. I don't know what. I know what they need to do, but all the faff now is gone, in my opinion. All that hype he'd built, and fair play to the guy. Tyson Fury has built the hype, or had built the hype. It's all gone now. Yeah, there's no delusions now. No one can ever tell me again, oh, he's a big puncher. No, Fury's not a big puncher, unfortunately. And I wish I was wrong. I wish tonight, in fact, I'll bet on it. I'll bet tonight that Fury was going to show how much. So it's not about me, oh, YB, you're a Fury hater. I wish I was a hater. Because if I was a Fury hater, I never would have bet coins on Fury getting a knockdown. I bet coins Fury would knock down Chisora at least once. So if I was a Fury hater, that wouldn't have happened, and I'd have saved my coins, 100%. So on that basis, nothing to do with nothing else. Oh, you hate Fury. I like Fury. I'd grown to like Fury, but based on that performance, yeah, that's whack. That was a whack performance. I'd give it probably 2 out of 10 for what it's worth. Because you're not supposed to be doing that. You're not supposed to not finish your dinner against that kind of caliber of dude. Get that guy out of there. And where's that gone? These new age guys, man, they don't seem to have no oomph today. Same as AJ. I gotta say that. Tyson Fury tonight looked like AJ versus Usyk too. I'm gonna be honest. Tyson Fury tonight looked like I've seen Fury in there with Steve Cunningham. Look how Fury put it on Steve Cunningham. That's what you call overwhelming force, shock and awe. Even the Wilder fights, similar stuff, shock and awe performances. Tonight, Fury went AJ versus Usyk 2. In there, touch, move, clinch, touch. There was nothing else, there was no pizzazz. And no good. Very poor. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, and lick off the bell.